That 83-year-old woman may have been like...
But like, so you get to know her a little better, and then you can get to know.
Am I expecting Amazon? That's my Amazon. That's the only time anybody rings my doorbell. What am I expecting today in the mail? Oh my God, how funny. Look guys, my Juzo compression garments came in right now. That's so funny. Let's do an unboxing.
Yeah. Do we want to stop?
No, we're still running. I can crop it.
Holy crap.
Literally, we were doing a video talking about compression garments, and my Juzo compression garment for my post-surgery came in right now. That's so funny. All right.
Okay. Is this the correct way to get the box open?
Yes, because it's like Christmas. When I get something from Juzo, when I get something from Juzo, it's like Christmas. I get so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Wait, what else? Oh my God, okay.
Okay, so this is the Juzo dynamic compression stockings.
Because I'm dynamic.
20 to 30 millimeters of mercury, so this is really good.
The 20 to 30 for the vascular.
Yep. And then this is your specific size, so they don't need to know your specific size. Do you want? I'll let you open it.
Because it's Christmas. It's Christmas.
It is.
That is so funny because we were literally doing a video. Oh, looky. Oh, and they're closed toes because I normally wear a toe cap. Mm-hmm. So this is fun. Miles sexy.
Yeah.
And this.
And I think it'll be nicer post-surgery.
Yeah.
For you to not have to fiddle.
Not to have to fiddle with.
Yeah.
So. Well, look, okay, so this, it looks horrible and tragic, but it's really not. Have you ever worn one with the silicone little grabbies?
Well, I've not worn it, but we highly recommend these.
Yes, because otherwise, what happens with garments without these is they this.
Roll. Yeah.
And then they make a rubber band, which stops the flow, which completely... is opposite of what the compression garment is supposed to do. It's supposed to bring fluids up and out. And so if you don't have this, it'll roll and pinch and it's uncomfortable and it slides and you're like, you're doing this dance and you've got this ring in your jean. Compression garments are fun, people. So yay! Tell me your wisdom.
Yeah, so I have 2 tips. If you're wearing a garment, like this, whether this one's an off-the-shelf one or especially if you have a custom one, but even if you're wearing an off-the-shelf one, when you get your new garment, we just talked about the silicone top. So it's very good for keeping the garment up. So that's one of the biggest things you see.
You don't want it to roll and pinch.
If you have a garment without and it's rolling down, the next time have them make it with these silicone beads. They're gonna help stick to the skin at the point where we want the garment to end.
And it doesn't hurt. It looks weird when you first see it, but it's not painful or anything.
Nope. No. But what we don't want to do is stretch this elastic. So I'm not even going to stretch it to show you that it stretches. Because preserving the elastic is what's going to help keep the shape of the garment and keep it up. So when we're putting the garment on, you can put your fingers anywhere in the fabric, but just pull it up to underneath the garment and then just gently lay the silicone part top off. So what I've seen a lot is people will try to yank the whole garment on by this silicone area. So if your finger's on the silicone, if your finger's on the top, we're doing it wrong. You got to have your finger on that fabric to put it up on. So the other thing I want to talk about is you'll see, and there is, even on this garment, there's detail. There's these wonderful tiny details on the ankle. So what we want to do is when we're putting the garment on, you put the foot part on, you make sure it's, your heel is in the right place. And then
make sure you put, your heel is supposed to go, it's supposed to go right there. That's why there's a heel there.
Yeah, so that's the natural heel of the sock. So as you're pulling it up, when we measure custom, or even when Juzo makes the graduated compression in their off-the-shelf garments, they are having it a certain size every 4 millimeters, 8 millimeters, however you're measuring the garment. So I want you to pull up in those same increments. So just think in your leg, there's, chop it into like 4 different pieces on the leg, and then pull it up a few inches at a time. Make sure it's there. Pull up a few more inches, pull up a few more inches until you get to the top. Because what we find is if someone's just kind of grabbing it, like we used to grab pantyhose, when pantyhose was cheap and we didn't care about the runs, is you're going to kind of like just try to pull it all up at the same time, pull it up as far as it will go. And then people will come back and they'll say, this garment wasn't measured correctly. It's not high enough. And it's not that it's not long enough. It's hitting you in the wrong spot because you're trying to put it on incorrectly. So using that like 4 inches in section, like a centipede method, I'll coin it. This is actually, I learned this only this week, earlier this week or last week, in a presentation from Vicki Ralph. She's another really wonderful lymphedema therapist. And I've been going to as many classes as I can for at least 2 and 3 years. So we learn something new every day. So if you've seen people that don't put it on correctly, if you haven't put it on correctly, there's no shame in your game, but now this is a good way to do it.
I've actually thought about doing a video talking about how to put on a compression garment, because I saw somebody a while back that was saying that was, I was watching her put on her garment and I was like, what is she doing? And she said, I don't hardly ever wear it. And I'm thinking, well, that's because, garments can be painful to put on. It's complicated. It's frustrating until you learn how to do it right.
Yeah.
This is not pantyhose. So if you get in your head, you're going to put this on like pantyhose, you're not.
Yeah.
And you're going to figure that out about the time you get it over your ankle and realize you've got this big knot and you don't know what to do because you can't get it on or off and you're like panicking.
Yeah.
Because, because I've done that before. And I know, you pop it over your ankle and all of a sudden it's like a big rubber band and you're like, because you've got this whole, because
you're trying to do everything all
at once. And so you can't, you have to like, you just pull that up and then you pull this up and then you pull this up. Now, the other thing that I don't take advantage of as much as I should, Juzo has these amazing gloves. And because, not only does compression garments ruin your fingernails, but your fingernails can ruin compression garments. And these gloves are like Spidey hands. They're like Spider-Man hands. They're like sticky. Like, I feel like if I put them on, I could like maybe scale up. No, never mind.
But you can't because
they're just for this. You can't scale a wall.
They're super compatible.
And there's no. It's just, they're just for this.
Yeah.
But they stick to it enough that you can pull them up evenly and get those nasty wrinkles out and all those uncomfortable things out.
Yep. So gloves are good for the initial donning, and then as you're looking upon your amazing work that you put the sock on, if you've done it your first time, if you've done it your millionth time, there's going to be like a wrinkle here and there's going to be a bunching there. And if you don't have the gloves, you're going to spend 5 minutes on every wrinkle.
And
trying to get it ideal.
You can spend an hour putting your good compression garment on the first time it's a thing.
If you have the gloves on, you will be absolutely stunned for the price that you're paying, the absolute value it has in cutting time off of every time you put your garment on. I don't want it to take an hour. So I want you to have your life.
Exactly. So I, many, many years ago, I wore over-the-counter. I tried and they never worked for me, so that's why I went to a custom fit. So this is the first time in a long time that I've worn anything that I will wear anything like this. So they're actually putting it on me after surgery. So which sounds super luxurious, like a fine spa, and they'll put my garment on, right?
Put your socks on.
No, it's probably not going to be that fancy.
They'll brush your hair too. Don't ask.
I doubt it.
'Cause they're not going to do it.
I don't think so.
Nope.
But they are going to put my garment on for me, probably because I'm going to be pretty out of it. After surgery.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to put your own garment on in the recovery room.
No.
Yeah, they're going to fit it correctly. They're going to put this on. So this level of compression can start helping immediately after the surgery. Yeah.
So this is super exciting. But maybe one day I'll do a video how to put on an over-the-counter and how to put on a custom. Once I recover from surgery and I'm feeling like, hey, let's do a video.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I know it's something that for some reason, I was lucky. I had a lymphedema therapist in the very beginning that taught me, because, it was like, okay, once our little 6 visits are gone, I'm never going to help you again. Because
the insurance is gone.
Insurance is gone, is gone. And, back, 14 years ago when I was diagnosed, I thought that was it. I was never going to see a therapist again. But luckily, you can now. But she taught me, really good stuff. So I was lucky.
Good.
Yay, thanks.
Yep.